Hi everyone, welcome back to Frappe School. This is the second chapter in our procurement course, and today we will be discussing material requests. By the end of this chapter, we will be able to understand what are material requests, the importance of managing material requests, and how to configure buying settings in ERP Next. Let's first understand what material requests are and how they are used. A material request is an internal document that contains details about any products or services required in an organization. They are created for various needs. For example, if raw materials are needed for production, or if stationery is required for internal use in the organization, or even for assets like laptops. These material requests contain information and relevant details for these requirements, including reasons, and are usually fulfilled by the procurement department of an organization. Setting a process within the organization for requesting products or services will help streamline communication channels between the departments requesting materials and the procurement department of an organization. As an organization, it is also necessary to ensure that approvals are enforced for each material request. This will assure that only authorized and needed items are procured and processed through predefined workflows. Let's see how to create and streamline material requests in ERP Next. As and when there are requirements for specific products or services in an organization, material requests are created. In ERP Next, we can create material requests by navigating from Home to the Buying module and going to Material Request under the Buying section. Here, we can see a list of all the previous material requests made in the organization, and we can even filter them by name, title, purpose, or status of the request. We can create a new material request here by clicking on Add Material Request. Once we open the document, we can see a drop-down list called Get Items From. Here, we can select if we want to fetch items from another document, such as a bill of materials, a sales order, or a product bundle. A bill of materials is a list that contains details of all materials and operations necessary to create a product or a service. And a product bundle is a list of existing items that are bundled together and sold as a set. We can add items from these lists to our material request. For example, if we want to fetch items from an existing sales order, then we can select that particular sales order, and the items, quantities, rates, and delivery dates will be automatically filled into the items table and other relevant fields. Since we are creating the material request from scratch, we will need to explain the purpose of this request. Here, we can select Purchase if the material being requested is to be purchased. Material Transfer if this material being requested needs to be transferred from one warehouse to another. Manufacture if the materials need to be manufactured. Customer Provided if the materials are to be procured from the customer in case of subcontracting. Lastly, Material Issue if the material is going to be used for manufacturing or other purpose. Next, we will add the date by which these materials are required and set a target warehouse for these materials, which will be set in each item in the items table as well. Once we add the basic details, we can add items to the items table. It is essential that this is accurate and contains all relevant information. Let's try adding some items to this material request. We can select an item, set a required date and a target warehouse if different from the one listed before, and define the quantity needed. We can add as many items as needed in this material request. If we want to define a manufacturer and a bill of materials for a particular item, we can select those details here. Also, if we want to select a project and a cost center that this item falls under, we can select those here as well. Once we have added all the items, we can save and submit this material request. Once submitted, we can create other documents from this material request that will help process this request further. We can create a purchase order, which is an order placed with the supplier for these items. A request for quotation, which is a document sent to the suppliers asking for their rates for these items, or a supplier quotation, which is a document provided by the supplier listing their rates from this material request. Next, let's look at the status of this material request. Once saved and submitted, the material request status will show as pending since no action has been yet taken for its fulfillment. The status will change as and when different actions are taken. The status for this saved material request is set to pending, as we can see here. Once a material request is made, purchase orders need to be created for this material in the items table. If we generate purchase orders for all materials in this material request, the status will change to ordered. If we create purchase orders for only some materials, the status will be shown as partially ordered. Let's have a look. Suppose the materials are issued using a stock entry. In that case, the status will be set as issued. And if they are transferred from one warehouse to another using a stock entry, the status will be set to transferred. Once the materials reach the warehouse and a purchase receipt is made, then the status of the material request will change to received. And when no more materials are needed, we can stop this material request and the status will be shown as stopped if ever in the future we see the need for more materials from this material request. Then we can reopen this request as well. A material request can also be generated automatically from a sales order. To do this, we can navigate from Home to the Selling module and go to Sales Order under the Selling section. Here, we can open any existing sales order and create a material request by clicking on Create and then on Material Request option. Once we do that, we can see the items and details fetched from the sales order into the material request, and we can fill the rest of the details before saving and submitting the material request. Another way to create a material request is from a production plan. A production plan helps in production and material planning for manufacturing. We can create a material request from the items listed in a production plan. To do this, we can search for production plan list in the Awesome bar, and we can see a list of existing production plans. We can open any existing production plan and create a material request for raw materials from here. Another feature that auto creates material requests is the automatic reordering feature. When the stock of an item falls below a certain quantity, we can set it to automatically reorder while listing this item. This should further be enabled in stock settings. To view stock settings, we can navigate from Home to the Stock module and go to Stock Settings in the Settings section. We can scroll down to the Auto Material Request section and select the checkbox to automatically create a material request when the stock falls below a defined threshold. A reorder level and reorder quantity needs to be set in the item. Now that we have learned how to create material requests in multiple ways, let's check out some buying settings we can configure. To access buying settings, we can navigate from Home to the Buying module and go to Buying Settings in the Settings section. The first setting we can configure is how suppliers are named. We can configure the system to either use a naming series or auto-name them using the supplier's name. Next, we can set a default supplier group. Let's say we want the default value for the supplier group to be distributor. In the same way, if we want to set a default price list for any new buying transaction, we can define the price list here. The default is set as standard buying. The following setting allows us to define whether a purchase order is required to create a purchase invoice or a purchase receipt. If the setting is yes, the system will prevent the creation of a purchase invoice or a purchase receipt without a purchase order. Similarly, there is a setting that allows a purchase invoice to be created without a purchase receipt. Depending on whether the setting is yes or no, the system will prevent or allow the creation of a purchase invoice without a purchase receipt. The next settings can be configured by selecting or deselecting these checkboxes. If enabled, the Maintain Same Rate Throughout Purchase Cycle checkbox will help us maintain the same rate by checking if an item's price changes in a purchase invoice or purchase receipt that is created from a purchase order. We can also define an action that the system will take if the same rate is not maintained. We can either choose to stop the transaction by making the system disallow price changes, or we can warn so that a warning message is shown when the price is changed. Lastly, if selected, the bill for rejected quantity in purchase invoice. This makes sure that the rejected quantity of items will be included while making a purchase invoice from a purchase receipt.
This brings us to the end of the second chapter in our procurement course. I hope this helped you understand how to create a material request in various ways and configure buying settings in ERP Next. You can read more about ERP Next on docs.erpnext.com. In the next chapter, we will discuss supplier quotations. Thank you.